Hello and welcome back to the channel, where we break down the biggest updates affecting Canadian seniors, retirees, and those planning for retirement. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a single update, especially when it comes to your financial future. Now let's get straight to the big headline. Relief approved. That's right, there's some genuinely good news for our seniors this April. And it comes in the form of new increases to both the Canada Pension Plan CPP and Old Age Security OAS. As of April 2025, updated payment amounts have officially taken effect. These increases are more than just numbers. They're a lifeline for millions of older Canadians who rely on these monthly payments to get by. But what exactly are these increases? How much more are you going to receive? And why is this happening now? In today's full breakdown, we're going to walk you through every detail of the April 2025 increases to CPP and OAS. We'll explore who qualifies, how much you can expect to receive, how it impacts your overall monthly income, and how you can make the most of this added financial support. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's dive into the facts, because this information could make a real difference to your bottom line. Let's start with a little context. Over the past few years, Canadian seniors have been hit hard by the rising cost of living. From skyrocketing grocery bills to higher heating costs and unaffordable rents, the everyday essentials have become more expensive than ever. For seniors living on fixed incomes, this has made budgeting more stressful and monthly survival more challenging. While younger workers may have the ability to take on extra hours or side gigs, many seniors don't have that luxury. That's why adjustments to benefits like CPP and OAS are so vital. They help ensure that retirees aren't left behind as the economy shifts. To address this, the federal government and Service Canada have implemented fresh increases to both CPP and OAS as of April 2025. These adjustments aren't arbitrary. They're tied directly to the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, which measures inflation across the country. When inflation goes up, so do your benefits. At least, that's the goal. These increases are designed to maintain your purchasing power, so you can continue to afford basic necessities despite the rising prices. And let's be honest, even a modest increase can go a long way when you're counting every dollar each month. Now, let's look at the Canada Pension Plan, the CPP. This is a contributory, earnings-based social insurance program, and it's one that millions of Canadians rely on once they reach retirement age. If you've been receiving CPP payments, you'll be pleased to hear that the amount has gone up this April. Specifically, the CPP payment has been increased by 4.3% compared to January's levels. This boost is directly linked to inflation data and is part of the government's commitment to keeping seniors financially secure. What does that mean in practical terms? Well, let's take a closer look at the numbers. If you're receiving the average CPP retirement pension, around $758 per month as of early 2025, that amount will now increase by approximately $32, bringing your new monthly total to just under $790. And if you're fortunate enough to be receiving the maximum CPP, which was about $1,364 per month previously, your new amount is closer to $1,423. That's an increase of nearly $59 per month. It may not seem like much to some, but to a senior on a fixed income, an extra $30 to $60 each month can be the difference between making ends meet and falling short. So, what's behind this increase? Why 4.3%? The answer lies in the government's annual inflation review process. Each year, the Canada Pension Plan is adjusted based on the rate of inflation. But in years when inflation remains persistently high, as it is since the pandemic and during the ongoing economic recovery, the government may authorize an extra increase mid-year. April 2025 is one of those moments. Despite efforts by the Bank of Canada to bring inflation under control through interest rate adjustments, many Canadians, especially seniors, continue to feel the pinch. Prices for groceries, fuel, and basic services remain high. This boost to the CPP is a direct response to that pressure. Now let's turn our attention to the other major pillar of senior support in Canada, Old Age Security, or OAS. OAS is different from CPP in that it is funded through general government revenues and does not require a contribution during your working years. It's available to most seniors aged 65 and older, and it's especially helpful for those who didn't earn much during their careers or who don't have private pension income. As of April 2025, the OAS benefit has also been increased to reflect current inflation levels. The amount of the increase depends on your age. For seniors aged 65 to 74, the OAS has gone up by $6.48, bringing the monthly payment to $713.34. For those aged 75 and older, the increase is slightly larger, at $7.13, pushing the monthly benefit to approximately $784.65. This difference stems from a permanent 10% enhancement that was introduced in 2022 for seniors over 75, a recognition of the fact that expenses tend to increase with age, especially medical and home care costs. You might be wondering, why are these increases done in April? Good question. OAS is reviewed quarterly and adjusted 4 times a year in January, April, July, and October, based on changes in the Consumer Price Index. This ensures that the payments remain in step with the cost of living. So every 3 months, seniors can expect a small but important adjustment to help them cope with inflation. Now, let's talk about the combined effect of these increases. If you're a senior receiving both CPP and OAS, you're likely to see an overall increase of anywhere from $40 to $70 per month starting this April. That translates to an additional $480 to $840 per year. It's not a lottery win, but it is a solid improvement, especially when you consider that it's money you can count on every single month. This extra income can help with everything from groceries to prescriptions to transportation or even a small emergency fund. Let's address eligibility. The good news is that if you're already receiving CPP or OAS, you do not need to reapply or take any action to benefit from these increases. The payments are automatically adjusted and deposited into your bank account or sent by check, just as before. For CPP, you must have worked in Canada and contributed to the plan during your working years. You can begin collecting as early as age 60, though the standard age is 65, and the longer you wait, the more you receive. For OAS, you need to be 65 years or older and have lived in Canada for at least 10 years after turning 18 to qualify for partial benefits. If you've lived in Canada for 40 years or more, you'll receive the full amount. Keep in mind that payment dates remain the same. For April 2025, OAS and CPP payments were deposited on April 26th. Future payments will continue to be issued toward the end of each month, typically during the last 3 business days. If you haven't already done so, consider signing up for direct deposit. It's faster, more secure, and you won't have to worry about delays due to mail issues or holidays. It's also worth noting that some provinces offer income-tested programs that piggyback off OAS eligibility or total household income. For instance, some provinces have rent supplement programs, seniors' dental care benefits, or prescription drug coverage that uses your federal benefit status to determine eligibility. With this increase in federal income, it's possible that you could now qualify for additional help, or, conversely, edge out of an existing program. That's why it's always a good idea to do a quick annual review of your benefits with a local seniors advocate or community resource center. Now, with more money in your pocket, what's the best way to put it to use? That's a personal decision, of course. But here are a few thoughtful suggestions. You might consider putting a small portion aside each month into a tax-free savings account FSA if you're not already maxed out. Even small contributions can grow over time, and the money is accessible whenever you need it. Alternatively, if you have any outstanding credit card debt or small loans, using the extra funds to pay them down will reduce the amount of interest you're paying each month. And if your budget is tight due to regular medication costs or mobility challenges, now might be the time to invest in your health, new glasses, better shoes, or even a little extra help at home. Before we wrap up, let's go over a few questions we often get from viewers. First, will there be more increases later this year? The answer is yes. The next OAS adjustment is scheduled for July 2025 as part of the regular quarterly review process. As for CPP, the next planned increase will occur in January 2026, but there could be another mid-year review if inflation continues to run hot. Second, is this increase permanent? Yes. These are not temporary top-ups or one-time payments. They are built into the new monthly payment amounts going forward. Unless the law changes, you will continue to receive the higher amount. Finally, if I'm turning 65 this year, do I qualify? Absolutely. Once you begin receiving your OAS or CPP, you'll be paid at the current rate for your age group, including the new increases. As we look to the future, there's more to keep an eye on. Discussions are ongoing about raising the GIS income exemption limit, allowing seniors to earn more from part-time work without seeing their benefits reduced. There's also talk of additional enhancements to the CPP for younger Canadians who are entering the workforce now, which may eventually lead to higher benefits for future retirees. And don't forget, many provinces are launching or expanding their own seniors benefits programs this year. We'll be tracking all of it right here, so stay tuned. In conclusion, the April 2025 increases to CPP and OAS offer some much-needed relief to Canadian seniors. They may not solve every financial challenge, but they are a step in the right direction. Every extra dollar can help offset the cost of living, ease financial stress, and make retirement just a little more comfortable. So if you're a senior receiving these benefits, take a moment to review your April payments. Know your rights, stay informed, and make the most of every dollar you've earned. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments below. We'd love to hear how these increases will impact you. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and keep informed.